Hello and all, welcome to the Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for my very next guest is this incredible actor who has a campaign up right now to be in the next Static Shock film for Michael B. Jordan. His name's Quentin Thompson, and I'm about to add him into the live right now to have a chat with Quentin. And he's also the Blue Ranger for Power Rangers Origins. Which is going to be incredible. So definitely go check out Power Ranger Origins, the Blue Ranger, Quentin. So yeah, here we go, adding Quentin in right now. Hey! Yeah, pretty good. Thanks, Quentin. I just want to say first up, thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It's such a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be on.
So to people that don't know who you are, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Totally, yeah. So my name is Quentin. I am an actor, and I actually am going to be the Blue Power Ranger in the upcoming Power Rangers Origins film. Also got a petition out there to become the next Static Shock. It's in my link. It's in the link in my bio. So check it out, so I can get an audition for Michael B. Jordan's upcoming superhero film too. So
yes.
Yeah,
awesome. So we'll dive right into the questions. Onto that campaign. Do you want to explain a bit about that campaign and the Static Shock?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So essentially, Static Shock growing up has been like one of my favorite heroes. Pretty much just like, it not only was he kind of like this like nerdy kid who, you know, became like a superhero with like electric powers, which I was always obsessed with, just like how electricity worked as a kid. So like just seeing that in the cartoon, but also seeing someone that looked like me too. Just honestly, the fact that as soon as they announced that it was going to be like a feature film, I was like, I have to be part of that. Right now as an actor, I'm not exactly a name actor yet. And I know usually they go for name actors for like huge films like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let that stop me from going after my dream role. So I decided, why the heck not? There's been other crazier things that happen in the industry. So I decided to start a petition to kind of get some attention from Michael B. Jordan and the executive team of the project. And I'm actually in the process of creating a concept trailer for it. So hopefully I'll be able to share it along and get people to kind of see me as the character as well. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So as you mentioned, you're in Power Ranger Origins as the Blue Ranger, Jordan. Yeah. How stoked are you for that? Like when you first got casted in the role of Jordan, how were your emotions feeling at the time? And yeah, how was that all for you?
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Like this was not something that I had on my like vision map at all. It was just kind of something that like came from like left field. And I remember I was working on my petition, and when the creative team reached out and asked me if I wanted to audition for it, I was like, this is kind of like, I was like, I didn't expect this, but I'm like super hyped up right now, and like I got super nervous because I'm like, this is Power Rangers, this is like this is a huge deal right here, and this is something that a lot of people love. So I'm like, I want to do it justice. I want to be able to give it, I want to give it the respect that it deserves. And when I got that audition, I was so relieved when it actually felt like me. When Jordan was very like similar to who I am just naturally. So I was like, okay, I think I got this. And then when I got the call that I got the part, I was screaming. I was calling all friends and family, honestly, and just like anyone who I knew, someone who I didn't talk to in like 10 years, I'm like, hey, I'm in Power Rangers, check it out. So I mean, just to be able to see like this childhood like phenomenon of a show, just be able to be a part of like the legacy of it, I'm excited for it. So yeah.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. Onto that, how do you think people can relate to Jordan in Power Ranger Origins?
Oh, for sure, yeah. So I feel like a lot of us, you know, we all want to kind of be like these likable people. Like in high school, I mean, high school is already a crazy place in and of itself. It's sort of like a microcosm of society, and you know, you have people who, you know, kind of want the power in life. And I feel like Jordan, even though he's someone who's like well liked by everyone, at the same time too, he kind of feels like a bit of a loner inside, where I feel like, you know, everyone sees him as this like great guy who you know is like the star of the football team, gets all the girls and everything like that, but at the same time too, you know, he's someone who actually has a big heart inside of him, and he wants to make sure everyone's doing well, and he wants to make sure that everyone feels included, honestly, because I feel like in a way he kind of knows how that felt for everyone else, so he kind of uses that. I guess he uses like the fact that he's a Power Ranger to kind of do some good in society, and also just him as a person before being a Power Ranger. He's someone that just looks out for like looks out for the little guys.
So on to our next question. So how do you like what do you expect to see from Jordan's character as the Blue Ranger? Like, what do you want to see from that?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see, because at first, from what I'm not gonna try to spoil anything from what I know, and so I would say that from Jordan, I would like to see him become comfortable with that person that he is when he's not with his with kind of like his jock friends and everything. I want to see that true character. I want to see him become comfortable with that, and I want to see him be able to show other people that side and not feel like he's too weak for showing that side, honestly. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to see. A lot of people need to see that a lot of us have that vulnerable side to us, and we don't need to kind of put on this facade of being the strong guy. And it's okay. And honestly, I feel like it's almost braver and more appealing to a lot more people when you show that softer side. So I would love to see that side and that arc from Jordan. And honestly, I definitely want to see him kick some butt, honestly. So yeah. Canvas that.
Awesome. Awesome. So on to your next question. So why do you think people should watch Power Rangers Origins when it gets released? Like, what makes Power Rangers Origins Power Rangers Origins? Like, it's an incredible project, has an incredible cast. You guys all look amazing. Like, whoever hasn't seen the Instagram page, definitely go check it out. Sure. The cast look sensational and incredible. What are you hoping for? Like, why should people watch it?
Oh yeah, so I mean, when I read the audition, and when Steven, who's producing this project, when he kind of told me about what was going on with it, I was like, just the way he described it, he said it was something by the fans for the fans. And I've seen some of the newer Power Rangers stories, and I'm like, now that I'm older, it doesn't just hit as much. Honestly, it kind of feels like they're made for the younger audience now. It's made for a new generation. And I completely respect that. But I kind of, I feel like still being a Power Ranger fan at heart, and just being a comic book or kind of action nerd at heart, I feel like I've always wanted to kind of see a more matured version. And I feel like this Power Rangers Origin really captures that. It once again, as I mentioned, it's by the fans for the fans. So the people who grew up watching it know the heart of the story, know the heart of the characters. And now they're bringing it to a sense of now where, now people who grew up watching the show are maybe now in their 20s, their 30s. Now I feel like this story is really going to be able to relate to them and make them feel damn, this is how, I don't know, I feel like now it's a more matured version that now the people in the older generations can now relate to, and just kind of appreciate once again, and almost feel like a kid again. So I feel like that's definitely going to be the experience people are going to have watching it. And yeah.
Awesome. So on to our next question. So here's the testing time for you, Quentin. So if you could team up with any 5 Ranger team members from past seasons, who would Jordan team up with and why?
Dang. Okay. It's been a while. I gotta jog back my memory right here, honestly. Any 5 team members. I mean, I feel like my older brother kind of got me hooked onto Mighty Morphin, honestly, the OG cast. I mean, honestly, I feel like that was when the show did have that was when the show was at I don't want to say peak, but it was at a really optimal point for itself. And I feel just the OG Tommy in that series, and just I feel like they were all so cool, and I looked up to them, and I'm I always that was the show that I last remember almost trying to copy the moves with, and they're in the fight scenes and everything, and just I don't know, and they always seemed just so cool. They almost seemed almost older siblings to look up to. So I would say, the Mighty Morphin cast right there, they definitely kind of got that. But I'm not gonna lie, the new Power Rangers Origins cast also, I feel like they're gonna bring that to the table too. So
Awesome. So on to our next question. So people already probably know this already, but favorite season of Power Rangers, from the past.
Ooh. Honestly, I'm gonna kind of do a trick answer for this one, honestly. I'm gonna kind of go with the 2017 version because I feel like they had a really good. They had a lot of time to kind of flesh on the bonding. I had some of my qualms with that movie, and I honestly I enjoyed it. But I think with that one, they spent a little bit more time with the bonding and actually kind of getting to the heart of the characters before they were Rangers. So I feel like they definitely had the best chemistry to me. I kind of actually bought that they all became friends, and it was kind of nice how I'm a big fan of The Breakfast Club, and I feel like that movie definitely leaned in on that kind of that element of Power Rangers right there, and was able to really sell it really well too. So yeah, I would say that.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So who would be your all-time favorite Power Rangers villain and why?
Ooh. Oh man. I mean, they come such a long way. You look at Rita from the original series, and then you look at her from the 2017 version, and you're like, I like the darker take that they gave with her. But honestly, I think honestly Rita, I would say. I think Rita, she also had I don't know, it was just any iteration I've seen her in, she's always whoever plays her, they definitely had a crap ton of fun in that. But also in the newer version as well. What's her name? Something Thompson, Emma Thompson or something like that. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
But yeah, Emma Thompson. Yeah, she had a lot of fun with that too, even though it was a darker take on it. Yeah, and just honestly, she's got
so good.
bad A energy right there. Honestly, I just feel yeah, no, I just love the power trip that she's always on in every iteration that she's in as well. So yeah.
I'll tell you my two favorite villains. So for me, Lord Zed and Vengex from Power Rangers RPM. Vengex was incredible in RPM. I don't know if you've seen RPM.
I have not seen RPM, but I know about his I know about his story.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's kind of like a Mad Max kind of feel for RPM. If you like Mad Max, it's really
good. That actually sounds really cool. Wow.
Yeah. It was like an apocalypse kind of vibe for Power Rangers.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yes, definitely do. So on to my very next question. So how did you get into the whole acting thing in the first place? What made you decide, hey, I want to become an actor?
Yeah, totally. So it was quite a journey. It wasn't as linear as it usually goes. So when I was a kid, I loved Blue's Clues, and anytime I would watch it on TV, I would always try to mimic whatever Steve did. I remember there was the musical episode. I used to perform along with it sometimes. If we had guests over, I would pretend to be a waiter sometimes, and I'm I love to kind of entertain people, make people laugh, and that quality has never left me. And in high school, I did musical theater here and there, and then I stopped it for a little bit. Then in college, I picked it back up, and I was like, I really, really enjoy this. This is something that just kind of feels too good to just lose and not ever do again. So in college, I studied engineering, but I always would find time to act somehow, whether it be in a short film or on a theater production. I would always just love to act, and I've always been an empathetic person. So if I see someone going through any misfortune, I would always kind of get it would really kind of hit me, especially as a kid too. If I saw a kid lose his balloon, I would almost be on the verge of tears, going dang, I feel that. And I remember back in college, I was hanging out with my friends on a Saturday night, and I came across this ad for for an audition to become the host of the new Blue's Clues reboot, and I was like,
that's cool.
I was like, this might be a scam, because it was on Facebook. It was it looked kind of sketchy. I was like,
yeah,
but why not do it anyway? We like to kind of just do weird stuff like that. We would just film random things, and I was like, let's do it. So I kind of took it seriously, because I'm if this is real, I kind of want to give it my best shot. And turns out it was real. They called me into the office, and I made it all the way to the producer session of that. So it was really awesome experience. And I was like, even though preparing for this was super stressful, I still love this so much. And I'm once again, it's something that I just don't want to let go of. And I also feel I have purpose in it, where I feel I have the ability to kind of change the way people see the world, but also change the way they see themselves. I feel with movies, it's just so powerful, where, you watch a film and then you can want to emulate someone in your life, or it just honestly motivates you to believe in a greater version of yourself, and to just kind of challenge the impossible. And there's a way we all connect to it, that I feel I want to kind of be a part of that mission, to kind of inspire people to, just challenge the impossible in life, honestly.
So on to my very next question. So what would younger Quentin say to older Quentin looking back at you now?
I mean, younger Quentin would definitely want older Quentin's autograph. I'll say that. You know, just being the fact that I'm going to be a Blue Ranger, and I mean, it would be kind of cool because younger Quentin was very unsure of who he wanted to be in the future. He was unsure of like all the, you know, of what cool looked like. And he was trying to find himself. And honestly, I feel like seeing how I turned out now and just kind of staying true to like who I was as a kid and just staying true to that creative, imaginative side of myself. I feel like it honestly feels like it all paid off, honestly. Just like there were many times where I was like, okay, maybe like who am I? And like maybe I want to be kind of like more like this person that like I looked up to in high school. And now that I'm just like where I'm at, I'm like I would not do it any other way, honestly. So yeah.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So if you could be in any TV or movie franchise, what would it be and why?
Okay. So I mean, I love 80s movies like a Back to the Future or like Breakfast Club, anything John Hughes. I love that coming of age kind of story situation. Also love superhero things. So I think I love underdog stories altogether. Just like people who society underestimates and them kind of rising above the challenge. So yeah, Karate Kid, like I'm a big fan of those types of stories. So like if there was like a Karate Kid book, like if I could be thrown back in the 80s and like audition for Karate Kid or Back to the Future, heck yeah, I'm doing that. But also like the Spider-Man films, like I just love, you know, this everyday kid who like struggles to like, you know, be cool in high school, but at the same time too is saving the world. Like that's just something that's just so fascinating to me. And I'm like, that's kind of something that I resonate with that story, and that those stories honestly inspired me so much to become the person that I am today. So I feel like being able to inspire a whole new generation of, you know, young people who are watching it to do the same, I feel like that would be like an honor. So definitely like an underdog story, a feel good coming of age story, something just with like, I'm not gonna lie, something with like a happy ending that also connects with people, and it feels like you can imagine that person like your real everyday life, honestly.
So on to our very next question. So what advice would you give someone wanting to start out in the acting industry?
Oh yeah. I would honestly say that there's no real rules to this industry at all. I mean, no one can really tell you when you're ready except yourself. Yeah, if you're ever gonna do anything like that, I mean, go in and be as imaginative as possible. Don't like people went a specific route and people kind of like try to bog you down because you're going a unique route and you have this unique vision of how you want to kind of navigate this industry. I say completely ignore what they're saying and go with what's true to you, because I think at the end of the day, that's what's going to win, honestly. I think that's what people are going to resonate with. I think that's the real magic that you have in yourself, because you like, I feel like with acting, there's only so much talent you can have, but at the end of the day, it's all about personality, who people want to work with, who people can actually relate to, no matter how talented you are, honestly. And I think that the best success in this career, in my career so far, has been caused by just taking risks and taking chances on, honestly, what I wanted to do for myself and not really listening to what other people wanted for me. And just kind of follow that happiness right there. Like whatever excites you in this industry, whatever makes you passionate, whatever caused you to enter the industry in the first place, just follow that and just ride the coattails of that, because it's gonna lead you far, and I think it's gonna pay off in tenfold.
So on to our very next question. So onto the acting industry, what are like the positive and negatives, and how do you get through those like negative moments as an actor?
Yeah, so yeah, I feel like it's kind of interesting because the industry, like, it's been a very informative experience about how I perceive things. So at first, you know, when it came to auditions, I was like, just like little, like the most minute things would always kind of like make me question, like, oh my gosh, did that person not like that I did that? Am I like doing a good job? I feel like self-confidence is one thing, and self-assurance is something that is like one of the best skills that I've taken away from this, where it's like, you know, I'm going to do what I do. I'm worthy of being in the spaces that I enter. I'm loved. So I know that I'm, you know, whatever I do, you know, no one's gonna like hate me for it. But if anyone hates me for it, it's kind of their problem. And yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people who have been like, it's the industry's filled with like a lot of people who have, you know, they've had their experience through it. Everyone's experience is different, but a lot of people have been waiting for their turn kind of to, you know, get their moment of stardom, honestly. And with that, I feel like a lot of people might be mad if you try to shake things up a little bit. And I feel like if you ever have that idea and you're ever given that gift of being able to shake things up and try things differently, I feel like that's something you should really, once again, like kind of really bank in on. And that's something that's not my favorite part of the industry, where people are sometimes a little discouraging in such an industry where we're making things that we're making movies that like tell people, don't believe what society's telling you, just kind of do your own thing and ride your own wave. But at the same time too, sometimes you run across people who may try to stop you from doing that, and it's like, why? Like, I thought we're in this industry to kind of, you know, make that happen. And I would say, but the most positive things are like, as unpredictable as this industry is with like, you know, getting a role, and as like unpredictable where it's like the work that you put in is not the work that you put out directly or like what you can envision. But at the same time too, if you put in work, you're always going to get it out some way, somehow. And if you always put that good energy out there, it's always going to pay off somehow. And people are going to eventually find you and want to work with you. And I feel like that's always been the best part about it, like where good things happen to the good people who put the work in, honestly. And yeah, I would definitely say that.
Awesome. So on to our very last question. So what's like next for you, like goal wise for the rest of 2022? Like anything that you would like to announce?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna keep on punching at this campaign. Honestly, I'm gonna keep on working at it. I feel like, as I mentioned, just the risks that I've taken in this industry have been the best ones that paid off in like the best way. So I would definitely say that I'm going to continue on taking those initiatives to I'm gonna keep on trying to get more signatures on that petition. I'm gonna make a concept trailer so the world can kind of see me as this character, and just trying to find a way to kind of like shock the world with just who Quentin is in a way. And yeah, with 2022, I'm gonna keep on finding more opportunities to act. I'm gonna find more ways to kind of like live an experienced life, and yeah, just try to challenge the impossible and inspire people to kind of do the same, honestly. Yeah.
Awesome. So I just want to say, everyone, go support Quentin and his incredible campaign for Static Shot, because he definitely deserves the amazing support, and also the role of Jordan for Power Rangers Origins. Incredible cast, as I said before. Definitely go support them in the project. Yes. Do you have like any last final thoughts that you'd like to say to people on the show?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess this also kind of ties into like any advice in the industry. I would say just in general, honestly, some of the best things that happened, and I feel like some of the best things that happened in my life, honestly, were things that when I kind of finally listened to myself and listened to what I wanted to do instead of what other people told me to do. So if you have anything on your mind that you want to kind of accomplish in life, that it's kind of like you're kind of thinking that would be cool one day, honestly, do that. Listen to that voice that's kind of like on the fence about it, because I feel like that's the most honest voice in you. So listen to that. And also, I wanted to thank the entire production team of Power Rangers Origins for having me on board with the project. I'm super excited to be a part of it. And yeah, I'm hoping everyone gets to enjoy the process as much as I am right now. So yeah, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much
for having me on the show, Jacob.
No, you're all good. No, you're all good. Thank you so much, Quentin. And everyone, as I said, definitely go support Quentin's Static Shock. See ya.
Appreciate it. Have a great one. And everyone keep supporting the Galaxy Man show. Yeah.
Thank you.